All right, hello students. Today I'm going to give you guys some instructions on how you will be completing your One World Education outline. So just a reminder that so far you should have completed a claim, you should have a counterclaim and a rebuttal. So that means you should have an argument and you should know what the other side's argument is and you should be able to respond to that. You should have evidence, quotes from your own articles to support your claim. You want to have 2 pieces of evidence about the problem and 2 pieces of evidence about the potential solution, as well as 1 piece of evidence to support your counterclaim. In terms of this evidence, what we're looking for is the quote, the source, the explanation of the quote, and the analysis. So if we look back at our research log example, what we see here is this: does the evidence support the claim or the counterclaim? And then there's a section for evidence. You should have filled this out already. Please make sure to include the best evidence, include the whole quote, and say more rather than less. We can always take part of the quote out, but it's harder to do that if you don't include the whole quote. And make sure that the quote adds something to the story you are telling. So don't be too obvious and make sure that it's related. In terms of the explanation, you want to give context for your quote. Assume that the reader doesn't know anything about your article or your topic, so you want to be as specific as possible, and don't just repeat what the quote says. Explain what the quote says. For source, you want to include the magazine or newspaper that the quote comes from, and then for the warrant, you want to explain how this proves your point. Be as specific as possible. And remember that the reader can't read your mind. They can only read what you put down on the paper. So, what's next? I suggest that you wait to outline your introduction paragraph until later. You're going to start by reading the exemplary section of the rubric so you know what to work for. That's on page 27. And I will be going through that rubric in a different video. Use the outline example on pages 28 to 30 to get ideas on how you should outline your own essay. Then fill out the outline either on paper copies or in your book based on the evidence that you gathered. At this point, I would suggest that you don't worry too much about your grammar and your spelling or complete sentences, because you'll be doing 2 more drafts. And so during those other drafts, that's when you'll be worried about your spelling and your grammar. I want you to focus right now on making sure that your ideas are down and that they make sense. So, over the next couple of days, here's what you're going to be completing. On Monday, you want to watch your instructional videos, this one, the one about the rubric, and the one where we go through the outline, and get started on outlining body paragraph 1. On Tuesday, you're going to want to finish body paragraph 1 and start on body paragraph 2. If you can, please finish both of them. On Wednesday, you're going to outline your counterclaim and your rebuttal paragraph. And then on Thursday, you'll do your conclusion, and you'll also participate in a peer review where you'll read and give feedback to another student on their outline. It's important that you stick with this agenda, because it will allow you to complete the outline this week, and that way you won't get behind and have to do work on your own outside of class. So, just to remind you what we're doing this week, we're outlining the entire essay using the evidence that you've gathered in order to support your claim and rebut the counterclaim.